Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. If it's your first time, thank you for tuning in and watching. Like and subscribe. Appreciate all my viewers. Thank you for watching my videos. Hopefully you like them. Leave some comments if you do, or suggestions or anything. But for today's video, it's not going to be a preview of how I made it or anything. I'm just kind of going to go over it. So I was just kind of doing this along, and it's always easier for me just to work on it instead of trying to set up the camera and all that. So this was just to kind of do it myself, but I'll go over how I made it and everything like that. So I was given this set of VHS widescreen edition. I guess it had been in storage. As you can see, it had a lot of water damage and everything. Keep that in mind a little bit into the video, but wanted to display them and kind of do it all three together, and went over ideas of just gluing them together, having them all in one piece or design, and just couldn't really come up with anything as far as all the other VHS displays that I've done. And was in my garage and realized, well, saw that I had this old picture frame in there that had a poster of Han and Carbonite in it that was way too small for the frame. So decided to use the frame, took everything out of it, the little glass plastic in the front and everything, and inserted some XPS foam. That way gave me enough thickness to recess a few of the things and the wiring in the back, and also keep it light enough to hang on the wall still, instead of using a piece of wood. So with that idea, I measured everything out, and had also gone and gotten some of these Bandai models. They were on sale, so I bought a few of those before I even had the idea of putting it on the frame. But I knew I wanted to use them for these VHS. And once I came up with the frame idea, I knew how I wanted to do it. And then I have these little plaques that have original film cells in them. I think I got them years ago from Dave & Buster's as prizes and whatnot, but had those and thought they would go really well, especially since they're film cells. And of course we have the film boxes. And so the XPS foam, glued down a piece of fabric, covered that with Mod Podge, and then spray painted it black. And then the frame, used a textured black that had a little bit of sparkle in it, kind of shows kind of like the stars. So I thought that would look good as far as the frame went. And then the VHS boxes, as you can see on the bottom, still have, instead of just putting something in there to fill it, it does have the VHSs in it, but I cut those down using the table saw, so they're only about half an inch, quarter of an inch of it in there, because instead of putting the lights inside the VHS tape itself, like I've done before, decided to try something new and came up with this idea, is lighting up the boxes kind of like movie posters at the theater. And so what I did, use 12-volt LEDs in all of them, and blacked out all what I didn't want to have light shown through them. And then on like the Empire Strikes Back one here, added a little bit of red paint in the back to highlight the red on that, and then the green and red on the lightsabers there, and then the blaster fire from the X-Wing, just to kind of highlight those colors a little bit. So I started out with this one and left the wording to where it would light up also. But as you can see from that water damage, it had some staining. You couldn't see it without the light, but once you put the light in there, it had some staining there. And then when I started on the Empire Strikes Back, it was a lot worse. It pretty much covered up this whole area, as you can see. So I went back and blacked out the wording on these two, and it was pretty bad here. As you can see, still some there and a little bit there. So that staining wasn't visible without the light, but when you put the light on it, it was really visible, and just looked weird having the wording lit up and then having that stain in there. So I went back and on these, the Empire and Return, colored in that lettering. And then on this one, I didn't do the side, but the other two did the sides on those. Just add a little bit more detail, because the box's glue on these sides, it had a seam down it, and it just didn't look right with the paint. So I left those, as you can see here. Didn't cover that one as good with the paint, but you can see the seam in there. And then also, so you can see the film cells backlit, the film cells, so those would stand out also. And then with the models, after painting those, excuse me, just stuck them down with some 5-minute epoxy. This one was an X-Wing, I believe, from the newer trilogy, 7, 8, and 9, but I painted it up more to look like Luke's X-Wing. And then the Millennium Falcon is actually the Empire Strikes Back version. If you flipped it over, you could see on the bottom the details that tie it into the Empire Strikes Back. And this was the only one that I used the stickers on, really, for the red. Everything else I hand painted and then used the sticker for the window decal. But everything else was hand painted and put a gloss clear coat on them to help kind of blend those stickers in. The stickers were okay, but they did have a edge around them that was a little bit visible. So I just decided not to use the stickers on any of the other ones except for this one. I did use it for the yellow, but everything else I hand painted. And then all the stripes, droids, windows on that I hand painted. Didn't use any stickers at all on that one. But as far as the Bandai models go, I think they're very detailed, especially for this size also. Very detailed and easy to put together. And came out really well. So that is the display. So I hope you liked this video. Hope you liked my creation, and hopefully it inspires you to go and make. Like I said, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave some comments below, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.